Luxury car maker Mercedes-Benz has received a notice from the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board accusing it of violating environmental rules. This notice was issued after the pollution control body chairman Siddesh Kadam and other officials. They visited the Mercedes facility at Chakan near Pune last month for a surprise inspection. The car maker has been asked to respond to the notice within 15 days.
Pune city is developing very rapidly and is growing fast. Industries are coming here and investing in this city, and as a result it has its own pros and cons. As we can see, exactly a month ago NDTV had reported about an incident where Maharashtra Pollution Control Board MPCB had issued a notice to Mercedes-Benz Pune. Today we are here at Mercedes-Benz Pune where exactly after a month a notice has been issued. To everyone's shock, first MPCB had tweeted about it when the chairman where the chairman was seen inspecting Mercedes-Benz site without giving any prior notice to any authority of Mercedes-Benz, with 35 people, out of which only 4 people were from MPCB, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board. Exactly after a month today, they have sent a notice to Mercedes-Benz Pune, which is situated in Chakan MIDC, which is within the banks of Indrayani River. The notice says you have not operated clarifies and centrifuge units of the ETP. You have not calibrated the pH TDS mean meter as RO permeate shows pH 3.8 and TDS 0. You have not installed MEE and ATFD for the treatment of the RO reject within stipulated time as per the consent condition number 12. You have not operated flow meter of RO. The emergence of VOCs are observed near to the paint booth shop, and many more such. Also, they have also said that it has been observed that you have failed to comply with the conditions stipulated, and therefore they have been asked to show a show cause notice. Why shall not recommended to initiate further legal action against you. For this, they have given 15 days of time period, to which now the Secretary of Federation of Chakan Industries has replied to the registering officer of Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, stating that why did MPCB make a big issue out of minor matter in a reputed and rule-abiding company.
All right, what are the repercussions and what lies ahead for Mercedes plant, and especially this plant? We'll try and understand and get a sense of that. Currently, I'm joined by Dr. Anil Gupta, the CPCB board member, as well as Seher Bamla, environmentalist. Sir, let me start by asking you, from what we have learned, there are multiple norms that are being flouted here. Just want to understand, what all norms are we talking about, and what exactly can happen to the company and especially this plant if they do not comply?
Yeah, good evening to you and all the viewers. See, every industry has to follow some rules and regulations. And these rules and regulations are covered under Water Act of 1974 and Air Act of 1981. The state pollution boards take the decision in this. The officials of the state board, as you mentioned, have visited the plant. They pointed out some deficiencies. And normally the show cause notice is issued. And the companies are told to rectify all these problems. And if they rectify, the plant will continue. And if they doesn't rectify, the further action will be taken. And one more thing, as mentioned, as I listened in your channel, see, they have a ETB plant or an STB plant. If some parameters are not being met, they have to adhere to that, because whosoever is the big or small company, they cannot, they are not allowed to pollute the atmosphere. They must take care of all the pollution measures, whether it is the water pollution or the air pollution. One thing sure, nothing major will happen to this company, whosoever that may, but they have to adhere, they have to follow the rules and regulation as prescribed in the Act. The inlet parameter, the outlet parameter, they must take care of it. And this is not a very rocket science also. See, whatever waste they are generating, whatever pollution they are generating, they have to treat before discharging into a stream, whether it is a water pollution or the air pollution. And if some deficiency is found out, they have to reply to the state board and they have to rectify that. And if they doesn't rectify, then EC will be imposed. Normally, EC, environment compensation, will be imposed on the basis of what the damage they have done to the environment. Otherwise, I think that is a reputed company. They must adhere to the Indian rules and regulations of the pollution. Yes.
Dr. Gupta, before I go to Seher Bhamla, I just want to get a quick word on what are the penalties for non-compliance, especially with respect to the pollution regulations here.
See, there is a EC, environmental compensation. That is a formula which is valid all over the country on the basis of how much damage you done to the environment, whether it is the MSME or the medium or the large scale. You cannot just on channel say this much will be the penalty, but the calculation is done on the basis of how long the damage is done, for how long the this violation was done. Say the fixed formula which is valid for all that, and that will be calculated by the State Pollution Board, and that will be imposed on them.
All right.
And if they don't adhere, but if they don't adhere, even there is a clause of the shutdown also. But I think they should adhere to all the rules and regulations.
Okay, got your point, sir. I'm also joined by Seher Bhamla, environmentalist here. As an environmentalist, what are the immediate environmental implications of Mercedes' non-compliance? And more importantly, how does this incident reflect on the effectiveness of the current regulatory framework that we have?
Okay, so I'll tell you, as an environmentalist, I believe that companies, and it's a community of environmentalists, young people working together. So we all believe that companies have a big responsibility to protect the environment. And this recent notice sent shows how important it is even for larger companies to follow our Indian pollution rules. Let's be clear, companies are responsible for their actions. They cannot continue to get away with half measures, quick fixes, or random promises. Mercedes-Benz's response was that they will study the issues. It is a typical corporate language for delay and to avoid real accountability. The time for studies and excuses is long and it's over, and we need strict action, strict penalties, and real consequences for these violations. What's worse is that this is not an isolated incident. Many corporations, not only Mercedes, many corporations around the country follow a similar pattern. They cut corners on environmental compliances until they get caught. For them, it's cheaper to pay fines than to invest in cleaner technologies. And it is simply unacceptable because when companies fail to maintain pollution control system like sewage treatment plants or device that reduce emissions for diesel engines, it harms not only the environment but also the health of the people living in and around the area.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we are running short of time. Dr. Anil Gupta and Seher Bhamla, thank you very much for joining us.